Right, so wanted to do this for ages. So something that I think we see an awful lot of on YouTube and alike is like technology videos or kind of swing tips. But what I'm wanting to do is I'm going to combine the two. So I'm going to show you some before and afters using Archerfield's fantastic Gears 3D system. And then I'm also going to show you how we implemented the change, because then that way actually gives it some credibility, right? So it's not just a case of, oh, do this and all's right with the world. No, we're going to prove that the swing tip or the drill or the exercise actually works using the technology here at the Archerfield Performance Center. Let's get stuck in. Okay, I'm going to make you wait for the Gears data this time. So what we can see here, this is the before of his ball flight. So we can see that the ball is basically hooking, right? Starting a little bit right and then curving left in the air. So what we distilled down to when it came to impact was his club path was pretty solid, a little bit to the right, but the face to path was a little bit left. So that was effectively causing the draw. So he was keen to go a little bit deeper than just a quick fix, because quick fix here is just square the face and all of a sudden it stops hooking, right? He wanted to know a little bit more about, why the ball was doing that, and could he go a little bit deeper into things. So when we have a look at his after ball flight, we can see we shifted his path left, got his face a bit more open, and then straight away you can see the change in ball flight. So when we have a look at the dispersion, have a look at everything, we can see they're far more stable. Okay, lost a little bit of yardage, but more reliable. So then when we have a look at his gears data, we can see here the before is blue, so this is his draw pattern. And the major thing that we spotted was the fact that his lower body movement was a little bit excessive. So in essence, he was swaying a little bit excessively to the right, so he was sliding, and he ended up in this slightly kind of rearward tilted position there. So the upper body's leaning back. That then affected his strike occasionally, and then just got his club basically to rotate and turn over excessively. So his after here, we dramatically reduced the amount his pelvis was swaying. So that's down to 3.9 versus 4.4, and the eagle-eyed amongst you will have already spotted the fact that he's tilting back far less, like he's 8 degrees versus 12, which doesn't sound a lot, but it is, it's a pretty significant move. The other big thing that we also kind of covered was the length of his backswing, right? We can see there that his loading patterns before in blue swung it, a little bit longer than in yellow, and then also upper body drifted a little bit back. So, okay, that's great, Ollie. How did we make those changes? How did we fix it? Let's see. Okay, now comes the good stuff. So what did we do to get the change? Now, first things first, always got to check how somebody's body likes to move. So when I see somebody that's really kind of sliding or excessively swaying to their left side like this and creating this kind of rear tilt, I'm thinking that there's a problem with this lower quarter. So what I did, I'm going to go through the TPI lower quarter internal rotation test. So effectively what that is balance it on the left leg and seeing how far somebody wants to rotate into this lower quarter. So as you can see there, I'm getting pretty good rotations there. Ideally we'll want to see 60. This gent was about 20, right? So body's pretty smart, it finds the path of least resistance. So what he was doing was his body wanted to go this way, right? He wanted to kind of go into that left hip, not rotate into it, right? So easy way to coach around that. First things first is we flared the front foot. So that, and straight away gave him way better range of motion, encouraged that kind of, more kind of rotation versus slide, right? So then, because he was a pretty good player, didn't get too technical, didn't go explicit, didn't get kind of towels and contraptions all on him. All I did was I set up a little template and got him to hit fades. So not the big kind of steep, slammy ones that come across, just getting that club to track that little bit left, now facilitated by that front foot. And as you'll see now, I'll pop some of me clipping away with the little template, very visual. So that's encouraging the path to get a little bit to the left, face a little bit open, stabilize the club face, hey presto, happy golfer. So key points there are, one, we've gone through some really in-depth analysis there using the Gears 3D system and TrackMan, so we've got lots of really cool data, but the important thing is how we've used it. We've then gone, let's say digital, we then went analog with the TPI screening, which really highlighted a major barrier there, right? So if we're trying to change technique without removing that physical characteristic, probably not a great thing. So go and get TPI screened. Really good money well spent, folks. So other key point there is matching somebody's ability level or how they like to learn with the drill or exercise. Can I see an awful lot of the explicit stuff, right? Towels under arms, gyroscopes everywhere. Great, but just a simple cue or simple visual of trying to get that ball starting a little bit left and coming back, and then contextualizing everything within that fade shot led to some nice ball flight changes and also, pretty good golf off the back of it. So thanks ever so much for watching. Really appreciate you tuning in, and send me some feedback. Love to hear your thoughts, and also any ideas for some content, any questions I can ask, let me know. Thanks again. See you soon.